security guard, name of Meadows, discovered them about 3 a.m. and he reckons they were away 20 minutes later, no more.
How much gear are we talking about?
40, 50 grand's worth. Personal CD players, mainly. They didn't bother with any of the big stuff.
Well, everyone wants a personal CD player.
What about Meadows? Is he all right?
Seems to be, yeah. He's at St. Hughes now under observation. Good witness, ex-copper. He's given us the registration number of the van, plus partial descriptions. All of them are black, he reckons, even though they were messed up. One of them, tall bloke, had a bundled accent and a scar on his right forearm. Anyway, he's happy to make a statement whenever.
Right. Is that the lot?
There was one more thing. The manager, Mr. Salter, mentioned that all the gear that was nicked would have been shipped out in the next couple of days, and it only came in yesterday, apparently.
Are you suggesting someone here was involved?
Have you had any trouble in the past, sir?
No. Apart from the usual petty pilfering, but nothing serious. In fact, it's been getting much better lately.
Right. It's only routine, but we will be wanting to interview everyone.
I know some officers consider complaints of harassment as simply an occupational hazard. But even the most cynical copper would, I think, agree that 4 in 1 week is overdoing it.
Sir, if you look at the people who've lodged the complaint...
Carver, if I thought for a minute there was anything in these complaints, we'd be talking serious disciplinary action. But I'm satisfied you're not the sort of policeman who'd abuse his authority. I just don't want any more complaints this month. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Right, that's all.
We're running a list of employees through the computer. Jim, Elcott Electric. Looks like it might be an inside job, but I need you and Torch to come up with a list of possibles for the gang. They were masked up, but we've got some half-decent descriptions. One of them in particular.
Yeah. Black, about 6'1", with a scar on his right forearm.
Nah, didn't mean much to me either. Anyway, see what you can come up with. What have you got?
Peter McCallum. Did 18 months 7 years ago for drugs offences and credit card fraud. He's in the accounts department, of all places.
That right?
Do we pull him, or do we pull him?
I think that might be just a bit previous, Alan. Have any of the others got form?
Not a sausage.
Right, let's go and chat to our witness before you jump to any more conclusions. Keep me informed of any developments.
Right, yeah. So, what did the governor say then?
Smacked wrists, the usual. OK, so he can't afford to be associated with anything iffy with his history. Fair enough. But he knows there was nothing in those accusations. Everybody gets complaints from time to time.
Yeah, that's true. But not everyone, of course, is going for the all-comers Sun-Hill record.
Tell me, Mr. Meadows, did it seem to you they knew where to go for what they were after?
Not really, no.
So they didn't seem unusually well informed?
Are you saying you think this was an inside job? Is that what you're saying?
Well, one of the employees is for.
Don't you think you're jumping to conclusions a bit fast there?
So they weren't unusually well informed?
I know you're a sort of copper. You can't see past someone's form, can you?
You do not come out with confidential information like that to anyone. I don't care if he's an ex-commissioner. Is that understood?
It's understood.
Make sure it is. What's up, Steve?
What was the number of the van used in the robbery?
Hang on a minute, I can tell you. Yep, this is the one.
I get the distinct feeling you're keeping something from us, Mr. McCallum, but then you were economical with the truth when you filled in your application form as well, weren't you?
If I'd told Mr. Salter about my record, he wouldn't have given me the job. Can you tell him now?
I see no reason to, as things stand. Just that there should be no reason for you not to cooperate with our investigation.
What do you mean?
We'll want to search your home. Of course, we could get a warrant if necessary, but I hope it won't be.
Don't seem to have a choice, do I?
I think that's a yes, Sarge.
How about this one? Christopher Fanshawe, 28 years of age, 6'1", distinguishing characteristics, scar on right forearm.
Form?
Burglary, burglary, and burglary.
Donna, you're a marvel. What do you reckon? A quick look at the van and a word with Mr. Fanshawe?
Yeah.
You could have let me phone the wife first. I might have defeated the object, don't you think?
Lines to Woods.
Go ahead, Tosh.
Mellor saw us leaving. He'll ask questions.
If you're not involved, there's no reason why anyone should find out about your record. I certainly won't be telling them. That's if you're not involved.
What have you got?
The van's turned up. It's been dumped on the Castledown Industrial Estate.
Does Mr. Salter know?
I certainly won't be telling anyone. Yet.
I hope you know what it would mean to my husband, losing his job, with a mortgage to pay, 2 kids.
Mrs. McCallum, if your husband isn't involved, he's got nothing to fear from his employers finding out about his record.
Is it just because he's got a record? Is that the only reason you're doing this?
Done the kitchen, Sarge. I'll do the bedrooms, yeah?
Yeah. I think you should go with him.
I think we're right.
We don't think your husband's being totally straight with us.
Oh, well, I suppose that's good enough as far as you lot are concerned. If you've been treated as though you're guilty for long enough, sometimes you start to feel it and act it, even if you're not.
What do you reckon?
Well, domestic bliss all looks kosher enough. God help him. He's hiding something.
I'm not so sure. I may have misread him. Why would he risk it? He's earning decent money, wife and kids, nice home. He must know that with a record he'd be top of the list. Nah, he's got too much to lose.
Any joy, love?
No, nothing, I'm afraid. Could have come straight from the car wash.
Oh, well.
Excuse me, Gal.
Yeah?
Stolen, is it? You have an interest in this van, do you, sir? It was me who reported it. Parked like that, I knew it was dodgy. And there was a car parked here last night as well.
Can you describe it?
I could. So the van was used on the job or something?
Could you describe the car, please, sir?
You reckon they dumped the van, switched to the car and shot off in that? All right. It was a Sierra. Might have been grey, couldn't be sure because it was night time. But it was an F-Reg, I remember that, because I'm after one for myself.
Thanks again, sir. Mr. Mellor, this way, please. Thank you. Take a seat, please.
Right. Thanks for sparing us the time, Mr. Mellor. We'll be as brief as we can. You probably know that we're interviewing everyone here in connection with the break-in. I don't think I'm giving away any secrets if I say that we think inside knowledge may have been used. I repeat, may have been used, but not certain.
But you've got a pretty good idea.
Do you have any thoughts on the matter?
I think you're on the right track as it is, if you know what I mean.
I don't think I do know what you mean, Mr. Mellor.
I saw you at lunchtime today, taking Pete McCallum for a ride.
Mr. McCallum is helping us with our inquiries, just as you are. Just as everyone who works here is helping us with our inquiries. He's not a suspect.
No, right. I know what you're saying.
What are you saying, Mr. Mellor? Are you saying you think Mr. McCallum may be involved in the break-in in some way? Is there something you want to tell us?
Everything you say here will be treated in confidence.
Well, let's put it like this. It wouldn't surprise me if he was involved. He's never fitted in. Bit weird, if you ask me. And he sometimes comes in early, before anyone else. Once, I found him looking through the stock records. Well, he shouldn't have been, you see. How come you got onto him so fast? Done this before, has he?
Now, remember, Jim, I'll do all the talking, right? We don't want any more accusations of harassment, do we?
On your bike.
Hey, hang on a minute. An F-Reg, grey-coloured Sierra, would you believe? Come on, mate, let's go.
Mr. Fanshawe?
Yeah, who wants to know?
Well, I'm Detective Constable Carver, son of C.I.D, and this is DC Lines.
Hiya. What is it this time?
Well, we're investigating a burglary. Could you tell us where you were last night, please, sir?
You're joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not joking. Just answer the question.
I'm not saying zip without a solicitor present.
Look, your car was seen late last night in Downs Road, parked next to where a van that was involved in the burglary was dumped a couple of hours later.
Where'd you get this stuff?
Were you driving your car last night?
I'm saying nothing.
Look, it's in your own interests to answer these questions. Now, if you weren't driving, who was?
Don't you ever listen? Murder mouth.
Right. I'm arresting you on suspicion of burglary. You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Now, do you understand?
I think I'd like to get in touch with my solicitor.
Come on.
is it now?
Just one or two questions, it won't take long. Do you often come into work early?
Sometimes.
When there's no one else around?
You've been talking to Bernie Mellor, haven't you? Bernie doesn't like me, but that's the way it is. I've tightened up the procedures in the stockroom since I've been here. And that's cut down on the various fiddles that were going on before I arrived. Bernie just wants to see me out of the way. I bet he was telling you that he caught me going through those stock books, isn't he? That's what it is, isn't it? Well, let's ask Mr. Salter. Have we tightened up the procedures in the stockroom in the past couple of months?
Yeah, it's been a great improvement. Could you spare a few moments, Sergeant? Thank you. You seem to be paying a lot of attention to Peter McCullum.
No more than your other employees.
Well, I understand you drove off with him in your car at lunchtime today.
Mellor.
So, why all the attention? Is it because of his criminal record?
You know about that?
I do now. Excuse me. So, what have you got to tell me? Well, this doesn't concern you.
So much for confidentiality, eh?
What does this criminal record involve?
Drugs. I had a drugs habit a long time ago.
Great. How long ago?
8 years, but I haven't touched anything since. Credit card fraud.
Fraud? Oh, brilliant. Hey, you wouldn't have told me about this, would you? I've got an ex-con working in my accounts department and you'd have kept still. Well, support your local police, rock and roll.
It's just because he has a criminal record that we've checked him out more thoroughly than your other employees. And we found no evidence to suggest he was involved in the break-in. None whatsoever.
What, are you saying he definitely wasn't involved?
At this stage, I can't say that about anybody here, including your good self.
You should have told me about his record.
Not our business to.
He's in a position of trust here.
And as far as I understand, you've had no complaints about his work since he's been here, am I right?
I should sack you on the spot.
But you'd have a problem finding anybody half as good to replace me.
If it turns out you are involved, I'll do you.
Sergeant.
If you're really interested in finding out who was the inside man, you could do a whole lot worse than check out one ex-copper security guard.
Well, he's not doing himself any favours. If he wasn't involved, he should tell us what he was doing last night. At least we could check his alibi, but he's refusing to say anything.
We'll see. Mr. Quigley, you are looking at a watertight case of false imprisonment. We could be talking serious damages here. Detective Constable Carver has really messed up this time.
Thank you, Sergeant. I'll be right with you.
Well, he's got some front. You've got to hand it to him.
Jim, go on. What's happening?
Well, apart from Fanshawe refusing to talk, well, it's looking pretty good. We've got a witness who says he saw an F-Reg Sierra parked right next to where the van was dumped late last night. And surprise, surprise, Fanshawe runs an F-Reg Sierra. Tosh, you're taking a witness statement now.
There are a lot of F-Reg Sierras about.
Yeah, but with Meadows' description and the scar on the forearm, it's got to be good enough, surely.
Yeah, it's interesting. But it's just possible Maydell isn't the witness we thought he was. He could be making it up.
You what?
We're running some checks on it now, but until we get some answers, go easy on Fanshawe.
What do you mean, making it up?
Maydell was stationed at the North London Nick where McCallum was arrested 8 years ago. He says Maydell threatened to tell his boss about his form if McCallum didn't come up with some inside information. McCallum reckons he called Maydell's bluff and nothing happened. Donna, did you find out about Maydell?
He was definitely stationed there when McCallum was arrested.
Was he? Thanks, Donna. So, our prize witness could be our chief suspect.
Oh, brilliant. But I've got a solicitor in there with him now.
Are you sure about this? OK, thanks, mate. I owe you one. The word that he's old Nick is that when Maydell was invalided out of the force, he was very fortunate. There was a distinct pong in the air at the time. Talk of links with some very dodgy company.
Well, thanks for your help.
Don't mention it. Just hope you catch him.
We do our best. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tosh, what's the problem? Greg's just dropped on me that Maydell might have been making up his description of the villains.
You what?
That's what I said. There's a good chance he's been, apparently. Now, without his evidence, what have he got besides an F-Reg Sierra?
Well, that looks solid enough.
Well, I suppose it's something.
Hold on a minute. What did you say the name of the security firm that Meadows works for?
Samson Diller.
That's the same as Smith's.
Oh, this is a wind-up.
Yeah. Sarge.
It looks as though our fears may be confirmed. Of course, being a bent copper 5 years ago doesn't totally invalidate his evidence on this occasion.
No, not much.
And we do still have the F-Red Sierra evidence for what it's worth.
Well, it's not a lot, but the security guard who claimed to have seen the car last night just happens to work for the same security firm as Meadows.
I suggest you release Fanshawe without delay.
Looks like they set him up nicely.
Fanshawe? What about me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Meadows discharged himself.
How long ago was this?
An hour. We can only suggest that people stay in for 24 hours observation if they want to leave. We can't stop them.
Yeah, I appreciate that, sister. How bad was his concussion?
Even a slight blow like the one Mr. Meadows received can cause complications.
Right, thank you, sister. A slight blow.
Why didn't you tell us this earlier, Mr. Fanshawe?
He deliberately kept it from us.
I don't talk to you a lot without a solicitor present. It's a simple lesson I've learned.
Do you realise you've been wasting police time?
I realise the facts speak for themselves, and they say wrongful arrest.
It's Detective Chief Inspector Meadows, isn't it?
Mr. Quigley, we got a problem here.
You could say that. My client was arrested today by DC Carver for a burglary that took place last night.
And?
My client was in custody at Barton Street Police Station at the time the burglary occurred. Detained in connection with another offence, which, incidentally, he wasn't charged with either.
I see.
It's harassment, wrongful arrest, and they know it.
Yeah, well, I can't comment without knowing all the facts. In my office when you got this sorted out.
Sir.
Shouldn't your husband be taking it a bit more carefully if he's had a knock on the head?
That's what I said, but he just won't listen. He never does. It's happened before, you know. He's had such bad luck with these break-ins. I think it's affected him a little bit more than he's admitting. I tried to make him slow down, but he just tells me not to fuss. He just came in, he made a phone call, and then he went out again. I'm sure he won't be long. I mean, if you'd like to wait, I've just made a pot of tea.
No, I don't think so. Thanks anyway.
I would say no.
Are you sure you won't have one?
Yeah, go on then, just a quickie.
I thought so. I can always recognise a thirsty copper.
Thank you.
See the state of the TV and stereo system in there?
And the rest. Hear what she said? He's had such bad luck with these break-ins.
Poor woman. I wonder who he got to hit him over the head. He's been pulling this scam for years.
Who's to Sierra Oscar receiving?
Go ahead.
Could you contact the SO1 Reserve and get a phone number ID'd for me, Sarge? Suspicion of aggravated burglary.
What is it over?
The number is 081-858-5010. Repeat, 858-5010. Over.
Understood. Stand by.
Giving us the genuine registration number was a nice touch. Of course, by the time they'd given it to us, they'd already dumped the van. And arranging the Fanshawe diversion with Smith.
DC Woods from Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving?
Receiving. Go ahead, Sarge.
Your phone number is registered to Mr. Stephen Tolley of 7676 Blair Drive. We know him. Do you require details?
It's all right, Matt. I know Tolley. Over.
He's got a lockup some 5 minutes from where the van was dumped. Would you like details?
Go ahead, Matt.
Fanshawe refused to tell us where he was last night. He wouldn't say anything, sir.
But you decided to arrest him anyway?
He was leading us on, provoking us. Look, Barton Street messed him about and he was taking it out on us.
He saw you two coming. That's what you're saying.
The evidence looked rock solid. Well, at the time, sir.
It looks as though Meadows was deliberately giving Fanshawe's description. And it's difficult for us to allow for that sort of thing, sir. He wasn't just trying to divert attention away from the real villains. He was deliberately trying to fit Fanshawe up. Maybe they've got history.
It didn't occur to you at any time that perhaps this description was too perfect?
With respect, sir, I think that's a lot easier to say with hindsight.
Under normal circumstances, Meadows would have got away with it. Fanshawe would have been home in bed with his missus at the time of the burglary. That's no alibi at all.
Yeah?
Call from Greg, sir. Seems he's on to Meadows and the villains who pulled the Elcott Electric job. He's requesting backup.
You better get this sorted out, Carver. For your sake.
Dear Squad from Sierra Oscar, are you receiving?
Receiving, go ahead, Matt.
I can confirm that the Cosworth is registered to our Mr. Meadows.
Right, thanks, Matt. So that is Maydell's motor parked out front. He must be in there.
Shouldn't move in now.
No, we'll wait for Tosh and Jim. It may just be the two of them in there, but we don't know, and I don't want any cock-ups.
You might not have a choice, Sarge. Looks like we got here just in time.
Lines from Greg, are you receiving?
Receiving, go ahead.
Where are you, Tosh?
We're almost with you, over.
Suspects loading a van with suspected stolen property. Come in the north end and make sure no vehicles get out that way. Over.
We're about 30 seconds from you. Out.
It's the law! Get me down!
Get out!
Dodge!
Get! Well, look who it isn't. You're Nick, sunshine.
Why is it they never resist arrest when you want them to, eh?
Funny that Mr. Tolley's a client of yours as well. Was it deliberate that Fanshawe got nicked by Barton Street last night? Or just convenient?
I don't follow, Constable.
Client's keeping you busy today, Mr. Quigley?
You see, I think you realise that when Fanshawe was wrongfully arrested last night, he'd been handed the perfect alibi.
He was simply not guilty of the crime for which he'd been arrested.
I'm only speculating, of course, but it appears that when you visited him at Barton Street, Nick, it was suggested that he should agree to your other client, Mr. Tolley, fitting him up for the warehouse robbery. With 2 wrongful arrests on consecutive nights, he could allege harassment and sue for compensation.
I don't much like your implication there.
It could lead me to charging your clients with conspiracy to pervert the course of justice.
You might decide to mention to Mr. Fanshawe how that could affect him.
I might.
How many did you recover?
Looks like the lot. Didn't have time to shift any.
Pity. Insurance money would have come in handy. Just kidding.
It was Mr. McCallum's information did it for us. Is he here? You're not going to say what I think you're going to say. You sacked him after all.
When the others here found out about his past, the drugs and what have you, well, they didn't want to work with him. Oh, it's nothing personal. But I can't afford to upset my workforce.
I suppose not.